I did not. You'll have to start your own podcast.
Oh.
You progress through the threshold of dark trees, and it almost is, well, you guys are actually traveling at night. What do you want to do about that? Did you want to rest and go in the morning in
I
Koto,
would like
or
to have a conversation with the sun and ask why it's set.
you don't have a son?
Uh
Well, I do now. I stole him.
oh.
I hate
That
you. You're not my real
but-
mom.
He does sound like her kid. Damn.
Damn, got him.
Do we want to rest? I think that's just question number one. Traveling at night on a fucking like forest road sounds like a terrible idea.
Sounds bad.
I'm gonna
Why?
post that idea forward.
Especially when we're expecting insurgents. I don't know. It just seems like a bad idea. Seems
Agreed.
better to wait until the morning. Plus, we clear off stress if we need to
Yeah. Already
before we inevitably get attacked
Alright.
because I will not wear.
As soon as you guys left a conflict, you're all free of stress. You had
Yeah.
like a whole day after that.
I still think we camp for the day or the night and then wake up early and get moving. From my knowledge, would it take us more than a day to get from where we're at to least the border of Hisar? What are we looking at time-wise?
You could probably make it in a little less than a day's time if you speed along.
Okay, and that I'll make my final decision and say we camp for the night. We wake early and we make it through Oswan as quickly as possible. We cannot spend any more time here, especially with the threat of insurgents looming overhead.
Oh my god. Kanera will. She'll just agree with kind of a nod of her head while she's still sort of not entirely engaging them.
Fair enough.
She's mad.
She's pouting, you know. She's having a bad day.
Listen to Phantom Planet.
She's got her headphones in.
Where'd you get those?
I want to turn to the child that's been traveling west with us and say, if you are to be joining us, it's best we know your name.
David.
Damon?
My name's David.
Ostrich, do it.
No,
And this one's a killing blow.
don't. uh. I think.
He says Shindo, and then music.
Oh no! The boss music starts.
I think I'm gonna have you roll rapport.
Fair enough.
Love this guy's mechanic.
That lets Declan take some time to look up a name.
No, I have a name. I have it right here.
It's a 0, so that's fine.
They have a name and it's...
I have it typed. I'm untyping it. He just goes and lays down. Where are you going?
We're just setting up camp here, so you could probably hop out if you want.
He just goes and lays down on the hard ground.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't actually. So he can go lay down if you want him to do that, but Kanera is going to look up at Moats and she'll say, "The child and I will sleep in the carriage."
The child will sleep where he needs to, but you should keep an eye over him.
Because, yes, and that it will be easier to do in the carriage, Prefect. Especially with all the overgrowth so interested in taking him back.
I will turn my head towards the boy, and I'm assuming he's facing away from us, but regardless. Boy, will you take the safety of the carriage tonight?
You just hear him say, and when anyone with eyes looks over, you can see the tunnel of, well, where are you? Where is your camp?
Okay, let's establish it. Probably off the path a bit, in the woods, at a point where we could easily get back on the road come morning, but not directly on the road.
Okay. The tunnel of jungle around you is leaning in toward him at a
Wait.
observable rate of growth.
Okay, so he's pulling a bond free.
Nope.
Oh. Oh, it's worse than that.
Yeah,
I don't,
you
he doesn't
inspired
have
him, and he
entire
can just
control.
suddenly control his powers. And he's gonna set up his own camp. No, the same thing that's been happening to him for the last few months is happening. He's standing there, and he starts to back up as things just... Not all of them even grow towards him. Plants just sprout from the ground. Some lean down. Trees grow thicker and denser and blot out even more of the moon than was previously there.
How's this fucking kid lived any amount of time? This is
I was
ridiculous.
not trying to kill him.
Yeah.
So,
He just keeps running away from it. Somebody with eyes, do something.
Arya will call out. She'll say, "How do you usually sleep?"
Far away from the jungle. I think it slows down when I've been sleeping.
Knock him out.
She'll say, "You a good climber?"
He's gonna look toward the jungle and say, I wouldn't really know anymore.
She says, "Well, I'm asking for a reason. When you were above it, it seemed content to be beneath you. If you get up high, when it eventually catches up to you, it might just rest under you, and you can rest."
As it continues to grow towards him, he's still like backing up instinctually. And he says, you don't want it to hurt me?
I don't think so. She says, "It didn't before."
He's gonna pause and hesitantly step forward and grasp a vine that is reaching out. And at that pauses. Some others are still growing forward, though. And as he grabs it, it begins to grow flush and fucking starts to bloom. And it grows in density. And the jungle around him continues growing as well. And parts of him are starting to be obscured from sight as like ferns sprout from the jungle floor and leaves grow and fall quickly in increasing densities.
Arya will say, "What are you feeling?"
I don't know. Fine.
"Is it hurting you?"
No.
She'll say, how much of it how much of him has it like wrapped itself around so far?
It's starting to... It doesn't really wrap around. It's just in his area. But
Okay.
It's
So it's not
It's obscuring him from sight by the fact that it is growing in lush.
okay. I'm just trying to picture it as clearly as I can.
He's just standing there. He's unmolested.
Okay.
But you can like see flowers sprouting up and bushes growing.
She's gonna. Arya will have not that he can read this probably, but a genuine smile for her, and she'll say, "You're doing great. This is learning new magic."
You start to hear a creaking, and the others notice as the carriage begins getting pushed over by foliage from the other side, growing over the path. You are being lifted diagonally onto the sides of your wheels.
Ostrich the cart.
All right. The horse. I guess the horse is probably still connected to the cart.
Yeah.
All right. I'll try to get him out of there. I guess that's my ride or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you can do what you want.
All right. I'll try to get him away from this.
The horse whinnies and kind of clops a few steps forward, and the carriage drags off of the flora and slams down onto the stone walkway, kind of startling the thing. And then
Looking towards Arya. Go ahead.
the kid looks over at that, and then at the path across the way, and he says, "It's overgrowing again."
We won't be able to stay the night here. We'll have to move fast. Is Hasura any better in terms of plant growth? I mean, I guess it can't be worse, but
It's cleaner, but you're hardly away from plants there. It's the bridges are pretty highly suspended. It's like the floor is lava, but the lava is jungle there. The bridges are suspended above it. You're surrounded, and there's an abyss of jungle below, but ostensibly, like falling platforms in video games, if you just run over them, you might be able to make it.
okay. I will suggest to Arya maybe lower so the boy can't hear it. He's just kind of engrossed right now. If we make it past now, Sara, we can take a moment to rest. The trees are farther below down there.
She'll say, "What do you want me to do?"
I want you to guide him. I know he may not trust you now, but you are closer to what he's experiencing than any of us. We should leave in the cart sooner than later.
He's outside the carriage, or he's inside the carriage?
I'm outside right now. The carriage
Okay.
kind of took off a bit.
Okay, then with the boy inside of it.
Oh no, the boy's in the foliage right now.
Okay.
It's like
What did you learn that was so integral about your experience of foliage that it's this ingrained?
Well, it's not, but it's like
It's
say a
really common.
word different. Like, I mean, what
Yeah.
you want me
My
to just-
stepdad says it. It's I think kind of weirdly common.
It might just be a regional thing.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like, I don't know what to say. I'll try to learn a word different.
Kane and my stepdad are from the same reason, but it's fine.
Just a ribbon.
He she kind of looking at him will say, "I intend to do my best." She says,
Is that it?
"No, no."
Oh, okay.
She just leaves. Yeah.
I'm gonna try, and then she just goes to sleep.
Magnus, no.
Yeah. She says, "He's very afraid, and I've done a lot of damage to his trust, but it could really benefit us to know what he is, and if we can help him learn his powers, that's only going to help us in the end."
Am I close enough to hear this?
I don't know. Are you in
That's
the
really
cart?
up to you. You guys got to
Yeah.
tell me where you are in your
No,
scene.
no, she wasn't in the cart because she was talking to them before.
I'm fine with that. You can be around.
Yeah, she'd be close enough.
So Kinera was standing behind you the whole time.
I was just
Dwight
lamping,
Angela.
but I'm gonna enter the scene.
Kinera will say, and what if he doesn't have these magical capabilities? And what if the forest is simply drawn to his presence? Says, so far we have no proof he can control it. And if he can control it, he should be trying harder to control it.
An entire forest, Canera.
Says, if it is tied to his emotions, which it certainly seems to be, says, then yes, he should try harder to control it.
Saint, What do you know about magic?
She says,
Oh.
oh,
That's
sorry,
good as
I
long as
had
it's useful.
Do you want to actually be stuck?
I know I have several things I was pondering and
Okay.
saying. She'll say, the concept, though foreign to me, cannot be so undifferent from the way that I control the divine energy. She says, if it is his capability, he needs to try harder.
The divine energy that was given to you by someone that explained it to you. Listen, you don't understand magic, but you get swords, right?
She says, if you so understand magic, then deal with it better.
She says, very helpful advice. A sword, when forged, is often dull. You have to sharpen it. Him, raw hunk of iron. We've got to make steel, and we've got to sharpen it.
Dull shit.
She says,
He's really dumb, okay? I want to hammer that in just like I would the edge of a sword.
stupid fucking kid. Just want to hammer him. But she says, and I'm going to do everything I can to help him get there. But this, yelling at me, yelling at him, that's only going to exacerbate him. That's not how people learn.
That's how I learned.
You didn't learn shit. That makes a lot of sense.
Says, right. And that's what I got to where I am today because I don't know shit.
That's where you got to where you are.
Boy, we're done. Go retrieve him. We are going to the cart. Saint, join me.
Haven't done this in a while, but
Obliterate.
provoke
Her
us.
eyes go bright white.
If you want it to work, it's going to be a provoke.
Beat that. Hot Wheels.
Oh,
Beat
against
that.
me? Oh, you want me to?
Yeah, no, it's not a
Oh,
psychic
wow.
attack.
All right.
It's not-
Yeah, I expected a spell. I was waiting.
No.
No, that
silly
Will-
canary in the
Ooh.
shadow
Success
realm.
with style, my dude. No worries.
Where did it get you? I thought you wanted to go to the storm.
Oh
He
my
says,
god.
How do I feel this?
Ah!
I just record ejaculation.
A shot of like Arya hitting the ground, and then like the camera slowly reveals it's just her upper torso and head.
Oh.
Oh. She'll kind of lean in and she'll say, child, I have many duties within the Empire. Says, my personal prerogative comes secondary to Exosa's will.
Having done the damage that she wanted to, she will exit on that line,
She runs away.
and she'll do as Moat said and go find Jimmy Choo over here.
Ostrich, what were you doing during this? I'm sure you love the arguing, so were you sticking around and listening?
No.
No.
Just crying.
I was with the cart. That was it.
Is it?
Oop.
Alright, roll notice.
Okay.
Favorite. Alright. The boy is gone!
Oh no!
Ostrich, you've left the child, the boy, he's gone.
You have done it.
Ostrich, what did you do?
What did you do?
He was in the forest. I wasn't
He's
watching.
playing in the woods.
Ostrich, you lost a kid.
You gave him your gun and he ran into the forest. What did you think would happen?
Wasn't near me.
Yeah, honestly, I would expect that more from Arya or someone who's keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
That's not on you, Ostrich. I'm cool with you.
What eye? She's keeping her eyes on you.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's kind of his one job.
And I mean, I'm not. I assume that she's getting the boy. I'm heading towards the cart unless she says something.
Have I noticed yet that he's not there?
As soon as you go to look for him, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she will. Yeah, she'll come bolting back to Kane. To Kane, Jesus fucking Christ.
Kane!
Kane, I need your help.
Kane's
You,
on
the
a
player.
desk in the woods. He like looks
Yep.
around confused.
What can I do for you? I like that your Kane wakes up from his computer.
You would be helpful.
His entire room, like that, the chunk is just transported there, and he looks around. Oh God!
So you want me to talk to the big guy?
It's actually
what?
an ad for PS4.
God. But she'll come jogging over to the crew, and she'll be like, "He's gone."
Not the way to say it.
Moats' blue eyes flame, like dance as he turns around and is just confronted with, and then pushes past you. I'm gonna try to find him with investigate.
Do it.
Kenner will say, that's why I wanted to keep him in the cart.
You are
She'll
so
She'll
shitty.
say, "Will you look for the fucking kid?"
Oh my god!
Nice.
I gotta fucking reroll that. Can I tap 5 given that he's like, he's a person.
Let me check.
If not, that's fine.
It's like your power.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try. Oh, do I just add the 2? Oh, Christ.
Gosh, he did the one thing, so yeah, he's done a roll for this. A 2 would not do it.
Okay, well, gotta go in then.
Kenner will continue
Oh my
while you're doing this.
Rough
Yeah,
night.
well,
Wow, man, rough.
Thanks, Sean.
Yikes.
Kenner will say to Arya, because in my time as a forgiven soldier and a saint,
Yeah.
I have learned that even people that are friendly and try to pronounce themselves your allies often do so to flee.
does a 3 not do it?
No.
Well,
All right, guys, hold on.
As Arya's looking, she's gonna say, "Well, if you knew that, you sure as hell applied it to helping us not lose the kid."
Kenner will say, well, I did open with wanting to move him, but it's of little point now.
Bullshit. You don't know anything. You just act like you do after it happens.
Kenner will say, mm-hmm.
could
My fucking God, you're absolutely right.
could I use Fate Point
Yes.
on my first aspect?
You have first. Yeah, you have the words in it for it, so.
Man,
Yeah.
Rider.
Add +2.
Nice.
I'm Fate Points. You guys better fucking
Keep this kid
My
next
feet.
time. Oh.
Do you want a foot rub, Sean?
Is that what you're asking for?
That's right.
Sean over here
Made him
said-
leave.
He's leaving. He's getting on a plane.
Ostrich, while all this bickering happens, just disappears into the forest. He just does.
Thank God someone's
They
doing
gotta
it.
find me.
Where did Ostrich go? Where?
If Declan deleted his icon when he said that, I would have lost my fucking mind.
Where is he?
Just how playful that was, fucking Gilby. Now you gotta find me. Oh God.
Just doing it for a laugh.
Ostrich. He does the Homer Simpson gif into the forest, but facing forward, like intentionally. Ostrich, you just trace your path through, and what you do is kind of the opposite of your norm. You follow a path of what looks to be too much foliage. You start cutting your way through vines and what look to be completely untarnished, unbug-eaten, fresh flora. And you follow this path for, it's a short jaunt, but you can see why it's so well hidden. And eventually, you come upon the boy grabbing his head and just like fetal on the ground with dozens of plant life formations reaching out and touching him as though dainty hands of a caring crowd.
All right, so he's not. He's not running, is he?
He's crouched. He's crouched down, and his head's on his hands.
All right.
But his feet are on the ground, so yeah, he actually is like he's running along. He just runs like that sometimes.
All right. Well,
This image is my favorite. It's like my defining rendition of like somebody getting scared and swearing. The fact that the show bleeps him. God.
the fuck? the fuck?
You never seen that?
I don't know if you watch that movie.
Never
It's
seen the
fucking
Amazing
amazing.
Spider-Man web hand reaching out?
Ugh.
Spider-Man
What
web
the
hand?
fuck? Kind of looks like shit. Anyway, all right.
I don't think that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
He runs after the kid in an attempt to catch up with him. And, yeah. I guess
What you
that's
do. It's not much of a jaunt. You can basically just stroll over. He is hunched over and his shoulders are shaking.
He'll just say, hey, kid. That's all.
He's going to lurch up, surprised that someone found him. His face is practically all wet, and he wipes the abundance of tears from his eyes.
Ostrich will stare down at him. Punch him and knock him out, you know.
Good plan.
Walk over and just sort of do the thing where he'll take a step to the side of where he was just walking and sort of gesture for him to like go back the way that he came.
He says, "They keep arguing. They can't help me."
Ostrich will, at that, look back at him and sort of resume a neutral stance. And he'll go, I know, kid. They do it often. But eventually they do come up with something that'll get us to where we're going.
He starts to turn, but he doesn't seem to muster the energy to get up. He just kind of stares. He says, "I think I killed Brock."
Oh.
Oh.
You're my therapist now.
We're bonded. You can't get rid of me.
Ostrich will stare at him.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
I remember my first kill.
I'd have killed
Man, I
your
think I
brother.
killed Brock too.
He'll just stare at him and go, there's no knowing that now. Why don't you come on back?
Is that the full thing?
Yeah, he will rest a single hand upon his shoulder.
Okay. He'll just look at the ground and stand up, and Charlie Brown walk with you the way out.
All right.
As you walk, there's a shot of Ostrich turning over his shoulder and just the blank visor noticing. The path, practically the hole that you made through, seals up with fresh plants as you exit.
Hmm. All right.
And those already grown only grow more lush.
Well, I'll let him go ahead of me. Make sure that he doesn't run off again.
All right. In the middle of an argument about whether hot dogs count as a sandwich, absolutely bloodletting battle between these three, Ostrich emerges with the child.
Not right now, Ostrich.
Ostrich picks the kid up and throws him like an empty suitcase back into the forest. And then gets on the carriage, rides away alone.
You found him. I'm glad for it.
Yes, I found him. Now we're gonna get going.
Yes. The quicker we're past this, the less we'll have to worry about. We move now. Those who can sleep will. The others will keep watch.
All right then. He'll get up into the front of the cart and untie the horse.
He had all
Let
of its
it run.
legs tied together.
Yeah, tie the horse's arms. You're free to go.
Kara will head back to the cart.
Alright, what's our setup? So we're no longer asking where people are in the scene. How do we ride this carriage? Ostrich's a driver.
Yep.
If there's another spot up front, I'd probably sit there this time around.
Probably regularly sort of a 4-seater, 2 front, 2 back. Or at least just like 2 benches on which to sit that compose a front and back.
Okay, yeah, I'll hang out next to Ostrich.
Yeah, so it puts Moats and Arya in the back.
This is like the worst optimal setup just because the two most showiest people are up front, but there's like no other way to do this anymore. So I think that's the way we do it. It really sucks.
You suck.
I just want the players to feel bad, and then Kane walks away. You have to talk to most now.
Kane walks back into the
Kane
forest.
disappears out of the forest. Where's
All right,
Kane?
well, if that's all I can do for you, I'll see you later.
Where's Kane?
You'll have to roll investigate. I got an 8. Oh, Christ.
Oops.
Ostrich is behind me now in real life. Yeah, but this will be it.
Personal kid.
Oh, no. And the kid back here with us.
Oh, alright. You two are on top of each other then?
Finally.
Ugh.
Wait, does this thing not have a bed?
A bed.
Like, not a sleeping bed, but like a wide 4x6 plank.
I
That's an
assumed
easy
it was a
quest.
cart.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah.
Fine. Little
Okay, cool.
area to set up your PlayStation. No portable TV.
Thank God.
Anything you could ever want, really.
GameCube with Melee. Perfect.
Yeah, PSP and GameCube.
Is that 4 wave birds? It is. Whoa.
Spice Orange.
Alright, let me see. Nope, ruin isn't spelled with 2 U's.
Ruin.
Ruin. Too many things are
Shit.
called ruins in my notes.
That's what happens when you destroy an old civilization.
Ruins.
Yeah.
Ruins. Okay. So, as you finally make your way down the path, you're kind of skimming the inside section of Aswan Ruin. And once you're through a long, dark tunnel of foliage, you emerge, and it's nighttime, so it's still pretty dark. It's very Minecraft nighttime in here. You, under the moonlight, can see, actually, given the couple days it's been, your vision is somewhat assisted by the horrible red tint of the blood moon as it starts to rise in its
Uh-oh.
dark.
Oh, it's Ostric's favorite time.
Hey, look at that. Make a wish.
The moon screams in recognition of your wish.
The blood moon rises, and as everyone, of the current era knows, it has a giant, enormous, like, silhouette, impacting gash in it, as though it is about to split in half. It is looking more dire than it has in history, and only grows more so by the cycle. But still projects enough of its light, and so in a faint, distant red glow, you can see the ruins of Aswan Ruin. Down below, there are many soaring... Not soaring because they're down below, but pretty tall, pretty immense... I don't want to say pyramids for everything. They're just often that in shape. Pyramid-esque structures. According to, as with the name, they have definitely fallen to ruin. Many are collapsed in places. Many are worn down. Some are altogether rubble. Some stand out of the treetops below. But what you are on is a path suspended above all this. And you approach a upper tier of this ruined civilization, and not as much as a regular city would be at this time. It is pockmarked with distant beads of torchlight. People try to keep some measure of visibility, but Aswan ruins are very much like being a rural area, not many streetlights. Kind of supposed to make your own way. They haven't the regulation to light every certain couple of meters. And you start to make your way onto a grand landing of one of the points of civilization, a very large platform of some ancient temple. From here you can see people either live inside what remains of the ruined buildings, or have set up tents of their own or built wooden structures on top of the existing architecture.
All right. But still very much surrounded by the nature of everything.
It's easy to
that's out
find
here.
nature wherever you look, and
Yeah.
nature kind of forms the walls. It does rise high enough that it's almost as if the ruins are nestled in a canopy higher than it, but they're kind of they're the skybox.
Yep, gotcha. Okay. I suggest we still continue forward unless anyone has any ideas.
I think our only other concern was resting, but I think we're probably fine to continue.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you head through, you see a torch lighting a person start to come into your path as you ride across the landing and start to head for another bridge that links to a different landing. Another, wide temple grounds, but somebody steps in the way of your path with a torch lighting them.
Burn them down, Ostrich.
Speed up.
This is your moment.
Do they say anything?
They're kind of expecting you to come to a stop.
Alright, I'll stop.
They'll lean in. This person is fair-skinned, and they lean into your cart, but are kind of taken aback once Ostrich and Canera are brought into the light. Ostrich most of all, I think, just a suit of armor. He's gonna look from you to the back where three pretty normal Amunpox looking people are sitting. Say, Ah, hail. I'm, uh, uh, I'm the watchman, Gylus. Uh, what's your business?
Who's he talking to? Hey, everyone?
I guess the general area, but you're the driver, so kind of looking at you.
I should just say, oh, we're just passing through.
I'll say, uh, you, pass into the bridges or Hagata?
I think we're on the bridges, right?
Yeah, that's what Hasara is.
Alright. The bridges.
They nod and say, you staying the night?
I'll just go look back.
When he says staying the night, it's not in Hasara yet. We're still gonna. He was asking for staying in Oswan's. No, we hope to see Hasara by morning.
They nod and appear to start writing in, like, a ledger and say, traveling eastways is safe for now, but the overgrowth's coming through.
Do you still think we'll be able to see it by morning, Hasara, if we take the eastward path?
Yeah, it hasn't been a flare-up in a while, but you never know.
I want to do an empathy to see if this guy seems to be have any malicious intent.
As you do so, you can just see his flame is wavering nervously, anxiously almost. Like, as though you could look down and see someone's hands shaking. He seems eager to ask you the information, but have you on your way.
Eastern path will be on it. See us ahead.
He finishes writing, closes up the ledger, and then steps out of the way.
Okay.
Alright, we go onward.
Okay. Whenever we're a safe distance from whoever that man was, I will take any path except the eastward one. There was some deceit in that man.
Ostrich will pipe up and go, I'm not sure it was so much that.
What did you see in him?
Ostrich will keep on riding, not really looking back, and he'll just kind of ponder aloud. Well, I'd have to go back there and check to make sure, but, well, he seemed a bit out of sorts.
Whether he was told to send us east or whether he chose to do so himself, his goal was to send us in that direction, and as a prefect of Polis, I sensed something in it. If you wish to go ask him questions, it has proven fruitful before I will allow this, but whatever we do not follow that eastern path, at least not without confirming your suspicion.
It would waste time to double back, and I'm not sure that's time we got to waste.
Agreed. I'll settle back in.
So you start pulling leftwards, westwards. It's an obvious detour that'll take a bit of time. The roads are roads, quote unquote. It's basically a system of either modernly constructed bridges / paths from a big building architectural plateau to plateau. Not that they're flat and featureless, but they're landings on which civilization has been built, or Some are completely abandoned. It's not as popular out here, and there's a lot more stragglers of people just milling. Well, frankly, it's nighttime. There's not that many out.
Yeah.
But when you do see people, they are looking a lot less friendly and a lot more hardened.
It had been fortuitous to travel at night. It's a strategy we might just have to adopt moving forward. He says that to the group to get input.
Arya read this at 2:48 a.m.
He's just implying that he's liked that we've been traveling at night.
Oh, I picked up on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Basically that. Just that, yes, it seems to be safer at night, given that we are wanted people, or marked men and women.
we're all men.
Marked dudes.
Gender
neutral.
dudes. We're all dudes here. And that'll be it. We can just continue on.
Alright, so on kind of the overall map on this network of interconnected ruins, sometimes you're on just a big, great stone path that leads from one to the other. Sometimes you're on a modernly constructed wooden walkway. There's long stretches of just touring through the ancient city streets of the past civilization. You even pass by. You can distantly see it. It's not really a walk. You see that mountain? You can go there. You can see the ruins of an old spire. Absolutely decimated. It doesn't even compare to the old wall ruins you explored in the border. You could see it. Anyone think anything cool about what reaction am I expecting? Check that out.
I'll do
Any
a
commentary?
Looks so
lore.
cool.
Is there any general knowledge on that? I assume not, given it's forbidden, but I thought I'd ask.
Oh, there's a dragon.
Yes. The old name of it was Recess Spire. It is down in a valley, so it's swathed in jungle.
Okay.
But yeah,
No,
knowledge
no
is forbidden, verboten. It must have
Yeah.
it collapsed well before documentation even.
Okay, fair enough.
You continue on your way, and let's see. With the amount of time I projected it taking for you to get where you started to where you're ending, probably by the time you start to hit the Hasara border, you can see the crack of dawn. How have people gone about sleeping? The kid fell asleep like almost immediately almost during that guy asking you about your business. He is just passed out. Is he like stuck between mom and dad?
Probably pretty much wedged in the middle.
Yep, I agree. I stayed. Go
Kinara.
ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You
I
first.
stayed awake a little bit, probably past him, but then eventually nodded off to this day's exhaustion.
I imagine Kinara probably dozed here and there, but never properly slept. It was just more of a resting situation while she kept alert.
Arya would be probably trying to notice as much as she could.
To notice it.
It's tough because it's fucking nighttime, so I don't really know how much she's gonna try. Basically, trying to see what she can glean from how plant life in the area reacts to Bringus here. So I guess that would be a notice. Yeah, probably that's about right for trying to fucking take note of shifting leaves that you know nothing about at night.
Yeah, you can under the darkness. It's so dense. There's so much going on in every frame. That you can't even tell if there's growth anymore.
Okay, yeah. So most of her night would be doing her best to try to make heads or tails of it. Which I guess sounds really weird that she's watching this child sleep, but it's for science, I swear to God. Just, you know, dooting back and forth, trying to pick up what she can, and then I feel like eventually giving up and letting her eyes close.
Doon, doon, doo, doo.
Could I roll an investigate to see if there's any like tracks that lead back the way that we came on the road while we're going?
Lead back the way you came.
Yeah.
I think I need you to elaborate. Like going the opposite way of you.
Yeah.
To what? You might have to tell me your motivation, so I can summon whether. Because ostensibly, yes, people travel through.
Anything that looks not horse-like, track-wise.
Ah, investigate that.
All right.
Ooh.
It's blood moon shit.
Yeah. Other meat horses wander the wastes.
No, they don't. You're not the only one.
Oh. Yeah, he's got me.
Yeah.
You notice. I know what Sean's looking for. It's not many. It's not super dense, but you see clear evidence of recent beetle travels. Giant beetles walking the roads.
Uh-oh.
And as you take more turns, you notice them on like each one. You determine there's no particular direction to them. They're just, it's almost as if it's comprehensive.
I see.
You see chitin shavings and scratchings in the walls of scarabs sharpening their horns. Singular horn each.
He'll call to once it's morning, I guess. If anyone's awake, he'll just be like, "I noticed some tracks of, well, beetle-like origin. Keep your eyes open."
You're told they were canvassing this entire region. I guess it's only going to increase the farther we head north. Grateful we had one night's sleep without them, though. Thank you, Ostrich.
He'll say, he'll add, "Someone particularly watch behind us. I don't want one sneaking up on us."
Oh no!
Hey! Let me get in the cart.
Oh.
We got a tiny one.
You know the scarab riders are still looking for you.
There's one under our cart.
You guys better go the east way.
I'm not sure if maybe I misspoke last time, but this is the area I specifically warned
I
you
said
to
don't
not be
come
in.
this way. Hey! Don't listen to her.
He's doing the same Zelda thing where he's like blocking the path. We can't go past him.
Yeah.
Don't listen to her. She's lying. She's a copy of me.
They keep sending us back and forth because, like,
It's an
we're
open
like
world,
missing
I swear.
something.
The second guy's on a beetle, very clearly a beetle, right?
Hey, it's me, your friend. Highfall, whatever my name was.
Hey,
Iron,
it's me. Don't listen to these two. The scarab riders are more fierce than ever.
Could it be Tusk? Tusk.
Rider.
So, is that pull the mask off? Got the
Hey!
I don't like the tone.
Don't listen to that. Listen to me.
This got experimental at the end of the first season. I'm gonna be honest with you.
'Cause when the writers didn't come back, they just used the storyboard artists.
What's the plot?
So at this point, you're a little more westwards,
Okay.
and you start to approach the border into Hasara. And you can see this because as you approach, it forms a bit of a like natural tunnel. The areas between, given that civilization is on either side, they've probably manicured the paths a little less, other than what's strictly necessary to haul carts through.
Sure.
And as you come through and you can see dawn breaking through the leaves, you get a broader view of the sun as the canopy opens up somewhat in Hasara. You're at the end of a roughly day's travel, and as the horse crosses into the new area, we get a big camera pan out, and Hasara, the Land of Bridges, makes sense because immediately all of these giant stone ruined structures you've been on, they have like massive, like city-sized bridges. The bridges are tracts of land themselves, and they rise up in arch as a bridge would, but viewed from ground level almost seem like just plain land. But what really reveals the illusion is when you look to the side, and as it sweeps out, there are about 4 bridges of Hasara. They are miles apart, but you can see them plainly because they are the horizon. You are on the you look to your left and you see 2. You look to your left and you see 1. You look to your right and see 2. You are on sort of bridge 2 if we're going left to right.
Okay.
Immediately, the foliage here is pretty dense. You can see in your gradient, you can see in your soaring horizon that in the distance, indeed, the east path is not so overgrown, whereas here, the jungle has made its way onto the path, although Bridge 1, to the west of you, is far more overgrown. The child looks out that way. His eyes are just locked.
Does he make it apparent that he's... I guess someone else asked if he's looking that way. I don't have fucking eyes to see him. Alright, you got any words for this boy?
Whenever Motes goes anywhere, he just has to be... Anyone notice anything?
Is anything
happening? What do you guys think?
What's the fucking kid doing, guys?
What's the boy doing?
Tell me what the boy's doing.
What
What are you doing, boy?
Get him over here. Get him. I want to touch his face. Aria will say, remember, it can't hurt you. Or it won't hurt you. We don't know that it can't.
She says aloud.
She doesn't say that. She says it won't hurt you.
It will. It must.
It won't hurt you. It's not the time yet.
His lips a little firm. He says, I know.
She'll say,
Could someone shut that bird up? I'm gonna eat it.
she'll say, what's caught your eye?
He just puts his hand under his chin, and this is kind of the attitude we've arrived at given all interactions. He says, nothing.
Jesus Christ. This teenager.
2 Canaras now.
Yeah, she'll say, well, you're staring at the overgrowth. I figured maybe it was bothering you.
Silence.
He just says, that's where I came through the first time.
She'll say, with your brother.
No.
Move.
She'll say, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to understand.
Ostrich, go ahead.
He just says, yeah.
This guy's very, very 13. She'll kind of just say to the group, okay, so we going ahead?
What's wrong? Nothing. Okay.
Alright, well, guess we have to listen to him this time.
Nothing.
Stop.
What, do you want to talk about it?